Alright, I just kept this on. I mean, I really haven't opened my laptop until now. Um, so kind of similar. I mean, we got to a similar region, but we definitely didn't have this climactic um, dump and buyback. I mean, again, more weakness. Like bulls have no strength. This was the best that they did, and then they got blown the fuck out. Um, they made it all the way up to 43.5. I think we were kind of expecting kind of top out here and then dump, but they pushed it up this high, almost back into this range. Honestly, um, it kind of looked good. I mean, it was looking like they could maybe like if they brought it back up here, I think that would have been good. I think it would have been harder to break this low, but this was just nasty. Here are the triggers. This obviously ends up being a really strong trigger. Um, Closing on the low, like it's a good signal, but it's kind of hard to take because we're kind of on this like upward trajectory. But then when this comes in, you kind of just have to take the next one, right? I believe, when did this happen? Oh, this happened while I was on my flight. Yeah, I'm in Florida, yo. So I was like flying, and kind of hoping that I could maybe kind of catch some part of this. And then this happened. It was like this really weird um, one bar, and then this little small bar, small inside bar near kind of what is kind of the top of the trading range that you can kind of fade, but I don't really like any of these signals on the 4 hour. I guess this would be the only signal on the 4 hour to take, but this is a tough signal to take, especially right into support. You really can't be like, I mean, you can when it's like this, you can, but yeah, it feels weird. It feels wrong too, right? On the 1 hour, yeah, you can have taken this signal, um, shorting under here, shorting anywhere here, trying to get a pullback. Um, so we get this bar doesn't go as high. It puts in a low, but it doesn't go as high. Next bar doesn't break this level. So when you get this, you could probably short this level. But yeah, exactly like this, we've kind of started to put in a trading range. So maybe it makes sense to layer bids higher in this 300s area so that you don't have to get this entry at 100 and risk all the way up to 400. And we do end up getting that opportunity here. This is really interesting, expanding triangle, right? We'll take a look at it on the lower time frame, but at least for this, um, small bar at the high here. Again, small bar near the high of the trading range. So you're probably looking more for shorts than for longs. I mean, we had a lot of strength here from bears and bulls. Like, this is like okay, but it's not bad given that we're down here at the bottom of this range. But like, it is consolidating on basically the other side. Like, if you make the range, if you consider the range to be like here, then we're consolidating on the other side of the range. Like if this is the range and these are deviations, oops. And the reason why would we think this? Just because we have a lot of activity happening right here, like on this, and a lot of this bounces off of this level now, right? Like all of this is bouncing off this level, this bounces off the level, this like tries to touch the level to bounce off of it, like this bouncing off the level here and then bouncing back in the level, deviation from the level. So like if you consider this to be the level, then like we're consolidating on the other side. That's not what you want, right? So that's already a bad look. And then having this second level of consolidation after one push up, two push up, on the thing, same kind of thing here. Excuse me. This is an outside bar. This is outside down, but the momentum from these candles, like these two candles are nice strong momentum, and then this is a small bar, but it closes like basically at the high. That's a pretty good fight from bulls. So this doesn't this when you have this kind of bar, you do kind of expect that we might push up a little bit. This ends up going outside up now, which is kind of crazy. Is it outside up? Yeah, it is outside up. This ends up going outside up. So this is consecutive outside bars, outside, outside, and then yet another outside. Once you get that third outside, like it's time, right? Anyway, you're kind of expecting this anyway. This is the context that you're looking for, um, the context of we are biased bear. We're bear biased, right? Especially because we have this. We have one push up. We have second push up. Um, Kind of like a double top. So we are a little bit bear biased. As long as like if we're not going to break above this, then we're definitely bear bias, right? So then when we get this bar, this little red bar, it's excuse me. When we get this little red bar, I mean, this is your high. This is, oh, let me do this. Let me flip it like this. This is your sell signal, right? This is your low one. I mean, this is your low one here, and then this is your, it's not really low two, but it kind of is, I guess. Like, we'd call it a low two, I guess, for the sake of this, yeah. This is your low two. Um, and then, I know, like, you feel bad saying this is a low two because then this is what the low three, but it's not really the low three. It ends up being like, this is like the low one, and this is like the low two. You could say that. Actually, that makes a lot more sense, right? To say this is the low one, this is the low two, this is the pullback from here that ends up putting in the high. Instead of calling this the high, we're going to call this the high. We're going to call this the high because this is the finality of this is the conclusion of this move. This punch and then this second leg up. This is the conclusion of the move. So then this is your pullback. This is your high one. Fails. This is your high two. Bada boom. Really strong, right? So then you get this really strong bar. There's nothing else to do. Here you gotta take the trade. But you should have been in from here. This was like really the entry signal, and it's hard to take outside bars, but like this is a pretty small outside bar. This is an outside bar that you feel pretty good about because it's reasonably small. It's gone outside, outside, outside. So now we have like it's kind of hard to see that it's a expanding triangle on the lower time frames, but when you see the outside, 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 you just kind of know, right? Like that's a pretty expanding triangle. Like it's pretty clear. So and then it just dumps. I mean, on this you can take this trade here. You can take this one here. You can really take this one here. You can take any of these bars until this bar. This bar is a climactic one, right? Like now you're not really into it. Here, like maybe you're not going to take this bar just because it's kind of already near the low of this, but I think we're kind of at the point where we're pretty confident that we're going to break through that low. And again, here, I'm honestly, I need to think about taking this now here. Yeah, I should actually go and like start evaluating this. Let me pause it at least. My fault. I'm not really sure which was it, like this candle that I was talking about. We need to go. Not really sure. We have the 15-minute close coming up now here. Of course, my computer is lagging. Yeah, this is a strong close. This is like you got to short this. You just have to short this. You got to short the close here. This is an inside bar, but it's closing on the low. Hold up. Yeah, this is tough because basically what we were talking about yesterday, right? Like this is our target. Our profit target was around this 40,700 area. So it's weird to be taking shorts at 40,700 area because like how much further are we trying to go like to here? 40.5, 40.2. I don't really care for those. I don't really care for those trades. But this is just sharp. This is just sharp and extreme and strong. You know, the strength is kind of, ooh, it's kind of something else. It's like, what else are you really supposed to do? This is like this is like an outside down bar too, you know? So, yeah, it's kind of outside down bar, but it's also kind of like, it's not really outside down. It's basically like the same bar. So, kind of a bit of a trading range here. Trading range here, and then obviously expanded out here. Like we had the overlap here on these bars too. Let's see what it looks like on the 15. Yeah, it looks like a trading range, right? So now he's shorting the bottom of a trading range as well, and like it's kind of okay to short this bottom of this trading range just because it just looks like two attempts to push it to run it back, one push back, one push, two push back, and then like we're marching from there. So then you kind of feel like yeah, we can go from here, but it's yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. Not really, not gonna take this trade on any sort of size. And now we do have this also on this micro trend line here. Break, push, push, and this is like an outside bar. This outside down. God, I hate, bro. I just gotta be honest with you. I hate this. I hate some of this stuff sometimes. Like, it's so hard to. Yeah, here it's a little easier to see, right? This is outside down, so that's why we get this dump here. But this ends up coming back up. This rejects and is pushing again, pushing again, pushing again, pushing to the bottom of the thing. But like otherwise, we have one push, second push. Now we're getting this third push. It's really up to the bulls to stop this. The bulls have to make a stand here and push it back up here. If bulls are able to push back up to this 800s level, I think probably because the stop is here, right? I believe this is where your stop is on the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, the high of this bar, right? 950. This is your inside bar. This is your trigger. This is your inside bar setup bar. Let's put a, and then triggers on the next bar. On here, this was the trigger bar, the spinning. Excuse me. I just got a text on my phone, so I think it cut out. This is like a spinning top or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I think we're kind of doing this trading range activity. Trying now, trying now, trying now. But really depends on what are they able to do. I mean, this was pretty nasty. This is pretty strong. So I kind of feel like this may fail and then continue to dump. If we take yet another shot at this, like this is now a double bottom, we're going to run the double bottom and it's gone. Then we will see you at 45 or 40,500, 40.5, maybe even lower. So, yeah, this is kind of the trade right now. Unfortunately, we missed this. This was really the trade that I wanted to take, like what we were talking about yesterday. This was really nice setup. And then with this outside down bar that we saw here on the hourly, man, this is textbook. This is a beautiful, beautiful setup. This is at 1 a.m., which yeah, I mean, I didn't check these charts before I went to bed. I probably should have, but I was dead tired, bro. This is like fucking weird. Florida time zone is like weird as hell, and like all types of stuff, funky stuff going on. So I missed this trade. That's fine. We're gonna wait and see what the next one holds. I think on these higher time frames, like, I mean, this daily is just disgusting now, right? Like this is outside down bar yesterday. This is also the trigger, short underneath this. I guess it's the same place, right? Like let me put a line here. Short underneath 41,860 thereabouts. Oh yeah, so you even get a better opportunity up here. This is at 42. Like this is the sell. This is the on this chart. This is the trade. This bar is the trade. Outside, outside, yet another outside. Follow through on the outside. It's done. I mean, it's it's hard to say outside, outside, follow through. It's hard to say outside, 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 follow through on the outside because we had outside and then we had follow through on this outside. This outside got follow through here, but like not, but just by $6.50. Then this outside up had follow through here, but just by $4. So when you get this first thing, just a couple dollars, it could just be outside, outside again. But when you have this outside, 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 I mean, and it's coinciding with our trade idea that we want to take. It's just very simple and easy to take this one. So yeah, I think it's a good one. Yeah, this low time frame, like we're starting to get now. It's starting to almost look like this spike channel. And eventually, when it does bust through this channel here, we're gonna retest this origin, the origin of the channel, which is kind of here, but your stop is here. So you probably, like, honestly, if we break above this, this is now inside. We can consider this inside. I mean, this is inside actually. It looks like it's not inside, but that's because it's out of the thing. But this is your inside bar. This is the inside bar. This is second inside bar. So if we break above this inside bar, Um, if you're short, like if you shorted this level, 40,775, then if we break, you can probably move your stop to just above this, just because like you feel like shit shorting this. You feel like shit shorting this level that you didn't care to short really anyway. We're just shorting it because it's the level on the low time frame chart. But yeah, you really don't want to like. There's no reason to let it run all the way back up here. Like if we take this level, if we get back to if we get back above 40,800, it's reasonable that we get above this trend line. And if we get above this trend line, it's reasonable that we get back to 40,900. And if we get back to 40,900, it's not unreasonable that we run your stop up here. So maybe something to be careful of. I mean, this looks pretty decent though. This is looking pretty decent for like at least another push down, like at least into the 600s. This low was at, oh, exactly 700. The thing is, yeah, if we take 700 on the higher time frames, I'm pretty sure we probably do run further than 600s. It looks like we'll probably run further than 600s. This 700 level is like, I'd love to take a look on the order book. But yeah, kind of same type of deal here. Yeah, I think I mean, we have 5 minutes left in this hour, so let's see how the next hour opens, because very reasonable that. Yeah, especially like if we take this up here, it's very reasonable that the next hour opens with a pump through these levels, up through these levels before we do any sort of dipping down. You can maybe move your stop to. I mean, the thing is, like, you don't want to, like, why would you move your stop? Like, when this closes green, yeah, you probably do want to move your stop to just above this to 850, because you're not really trying to get that run right into 950, especially when it's closing like this strong on the high. Yeah, see, if this 800 level gets taken, very reasonable we tap the top of the channel. Let's see if we can take this 850 levels. I mean, this is just the 3-minute chart. Like, what's going to happen on the next? I would not be surprised to see the next one pump up to close to 900, even if it closes red. Even if it closes red, like, we should be pumping here. I don't really see why we wouldn't be pumping here. This is really strong. This was really strong. Like, this was a pump. This was the bar. This is the bar that told you get the fuck out. This is the get the fuck out bar. Buy above this and get the fuck out. Yeah. Anyway, this channel is like, I think it's kind of safe to say that this channel is busted. But I guess you can say that the channel is busted above this level, which again, yeah, that's at 850 level. Above this bar. Probably you should move your stop to here, to this level. It's probably the level to stop out instead of up here at 966. But again, this could be channeling. So like, if it is channeling, that's another reason why, like, if it is channeling, we're probably not going to break this level, right? So just put the stop here, move the stop here, because if we aren't channeling, we're about to run it in the next 2 bars, no question. If we're channeling, we might still be able to push down to here. Maybe you can get out like lower, close to 700. Maybe we don't break through the 600s through under 700. If we don't break under 700, like, yeah, okay. But this is threatening. This is threatening to run your stop right here. Your stop is very much in danger here. So just move it. Move the fucking stop down here. There's no reason not to, especially once this bar closes in like a minute and a half. Close in a minute and a half, like, you're gonna feel good. This is looking like a decent reversal bar, but like we can just very easily pump up to start the next hour. Are there any majors coming up right now? 4 hours are in 1 more hour, okay. What time is it? It says 7:58 on my machine. Does that mean that where I am it's 11? Yeah, I think it is 11. That's right. So yeah. 12? What the fuck? You guys, see, this shit is weird, bro. I don't understand. There's 1 hour left on this bar, but it's 11. So, like, that doesn't make any sense, because my shit is supposed to be at 1 p.m. This is telling me that daily closes at 4 now. I genuinely don't understand. Or Yeah, like this is 11. It's 11 a.m. right now. I don't know. I actually don't get it. Oh, it's a 3 hour difference here. Oh, so we are on even closes. Yeah, East Coast is weird as hell, bro. Okay, so East Coast we're on even closes. So daily is at 8. Okay, I got you. Which means our next one is at noon. Okay, whatever. I'm done here. I don't got much else to say about this right now. Like just like this low time frame trade, like fuck it, who gives a shit about this trade? Although let's take a look at this. Yeah, this is nasty, right? This is nasty. This needs to break the low, like now. If we don't break the low, I can definitely see this pumping up here, like this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like this type of bar, exactly. And then the subsequent bar, like this. So move the stop to above this level and just be done with the trade. If it takes you out, it takes you out. Just be done with that trade. Because this is exactly the type of look and setup that happens when we're gonna go like this kind of thing, you know? And your stop will be run almost 100%. If this isn't channeling right now, if we don't now just go like this is getting run. So put the stop up here. I mean, we're already here. We're already back, bro. Do you see this shit? This is already back. It's already been run back. And it's going to be outside. They took the low, popped back up. This is going to be outside. We're at the thing. We're at the level. If we break above this level, give it a couple bucks to run. 860. Put your stop at 860. 4860. If they take 860, all right. If they don't take 860, feel good about yourself. But yeah, look at this. This is the fucking bar. This is the bar that tells you, are you still short? Are you still stupid? So be easy.